Welcome back to our AI in Action Building with Copilot Studio series. In this video, we'll cover how to configure rich responses. There are lots of capabilities in Copilot Studio that enable you to improve your user experience. You can send simple text messages, but you can also add variations to that message to make your agent less boring. But text only is sometimes also a bit boring as well. So you can add images, videos, and cards as well. And lastly, there is the option to guide your users by adding quick replies. This gives you the option to make sure that your users know what your agent is optimized for. But without further ado, let's go to my desktop to show you how these rich responses work. Here we are in Copilot Studio, where I already opened up the Safe Travels Copilot, which I created before, and I also created a test topic. In the test topic, I only have a trigger, which doesn't even have trigger phrases, and I have a message node here. When I click on the text in the message node, I can edit the text, but I can also add rich responses. And what I can do here is click on add, and then I will see all the different rich responses. From the top to down, we have message variations. So I can add multiple different messages to kind of change it up every single time this message node gets hit. So you can have multiple variations of a message to not make it very dull. You can add images, you can add video, you can add a basic card, you can add an adaptive card, and you can add quick replies. And you can easily do that by just selecting it. So if I want to add a message variation, I can click on it and I will be able to see the first message variation and I can add another. So I can add test topic, for instance. And when I select next to the message node, you can now see that I have two different message variations. And every time we get into this topic, it will send a message and it will change it up every single time. So first we will see this is a test topic, and then the next time we will see test topic, and so on. Here we are in the Safe Travels Copilot, which I already configured to use a couple of rich responses. As you can see here, I have the Test Your Copilot pane open on the right side. You can see that we have a welcome message here. Hello, I'm Safe Travels Copilot, a virtual assistant, and so on. What we also have here is we have a button which we can click. And if you look at the left side in the conversation start topic, you can see that we have message variations here, like for instance the welcome message that we see here on the right. Hello, I'm Safe Travels Copilot. And there's also another message variation where we have a little emoji after the word hello. So when I would refresh this Test Your Copilot pane, it could use one of those two message variations. And there we go. You can also see the one with the emoji, for instance. There's also the quick replies, and that's the what can I ask part. So the button here, what can I ask, appears because we have configured quick replies here. So when I click on what can I ask, the quick replies properties will open. As you can see here, we have a type, which is in this case send a message. And I can also change this to open URL, make a call, or send a hidden message. Next, we have two properties. The text, and in this case, it's the same as the title, but this is the part that will get sent when you click on the button. And the title, that's the actual text that get displayed on this button. So what you can do here is you can change, for instance, the text and make it different than the title. So you can display something else than what you actually want to send to the Copilot. Let me close this one down and click on what can I ask. It will go to a next topic. And when I click on the message here, it will guide me to it. And as you can see, there's a new topic here. What can I ask? And this gets triggered by the what can I ask message that I sent by clicking on the button. As you can see, there's also a message below that, and that says, here is a list of sample questions or things you can try to ask me. And that's exactly the same as you can see here. It also has quick replies. So you can see 4 different quick replies. And we have, how do I get a password? But also, can you get the current weather for me? I added the can you get the current weather for me because I created a topic for that as well. When I click on it, you can see that you have multiple different quick replies, and it also has the can you get the current weather for me quick reply in here. When I click on that button, it will ask me about the location I want the weather for. When I click on that question and I click leave to leave the current topic, I can see that we are in the get current weather in city topic. And we have a question node here, which has the question that we see displayed on the side. When I answer the question, it will get saved in var location. That's the variable. So when I add Utrecht, which is the city I'm currently in, I can click on send, and it will send this to the topic. And if we scroll down a little bit, we can see a check mark here that says that this already has been run. Here we can see that we have 2 inputs in the connector action, var location, which is the output of the question, and we have the units, which is in this case Celsius, and it stores the output in the current weather variable. At the bottom, we can see a message, and you can already see that in the Test Your Copilot pane. The current weather in Utrecht is 17 degrees Celsius, and that's what shows because of this message variation. It has the current weather in, a variable for the location, the word is, and then another variable, which is the current weather variable, which you can also see here as the output of the connector action. And you can see that it will go a little bit deeper in that object because it has dot responses, dot weather, dot current, dot temp, which is the current temperature, the number. And it also has degrees Celsius behind it. So that's how this message is configured. Next, we also have another quick reply. And this is really ideal for using in agents because you can really guide people through your agent. They might not know what is available in your agent. So that's why we really want to use those quick replies. And when I click on it, I can see that it is configured. And in the side pane, we can see that it has the same text as the title. I could differentiate between those, but for now, I'm going to use it like this. And when I click on can you get the weather forecast for tomorrow for me, it will go ask another question. What is the location you want the weather for? When I click on it, you can see I'm in another topic here. Get the weather forecast for tomorrow for a city. And it got triggered because we have one of the phrases that we use, the trigger phrases, we use that in this message. Now we have the what is the location you want the weather for question here. And that is also what you can see here. Again, it saves the user response as the var location variable. So when I respond here with Utrecht again, it will use that as the input for the connector action. And this is a different action. It's using the get forecast for tomorrow instead of the get current weather action. So when I hit send, it will trigger that connector action and it will provide me a message. But there is something different about this message. It's not just a simple text, but we are using something different. So when I click on that, you can see that we are using a message with media. When I click on the icon here under media, you can see that we have a pane here for adaptive card properties. And this at the side is an adaptive card, which is being used to display the weather in a different manner. When I click on expand, you can see the whole card. And what we have here is a simple text block where you can see the location. So that is Utrecht, the Netherlands. And we can see, for instance, the date, which is today plus one. And what you can also see is another column where there is a text box and it uses the high temperature for the daily forecast. And it is using the temperature unit. And in this case, that's degrees Celsius. If you want to create your own adaptive card, you can also click on Open Adaptive Card Designer. This is a website where you can configure your card and then you can put it in this pane here. But if you want to know more about that, make sure to watch Gomo's video that was released a couple days earlier about adaptive cards and PowerFX. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the Microsoft Power Platform channel to receive a notification of when the next episode in our AI in Action Building with Copilot Studio series is posted. See you next time.